Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of this crypto update videos. Just a quick mention because I didn't cover this in the last video. So if we keep on the same thought that we were going through in the previous video of the cycles, I just wanted to show you the projections of what these cycles will mean to Bitcoin. So we have the downtrend line that is following up the lows of the Bitcoin over time, and if we throw a line from 2016 halving into the 2017 top, which was around 20k, we clearly had that rejection on this last push up around 65k. So if we follow up this narrative on Bitcoin, it's quite normal to keep on having the same scenario in mind, which will align with the next halving in 2024. So you know that Bitcoin algorithm and how the way it's programmed, it will always come to supply and demand. So as money flows into this market, as money flows into Bitcoin, its utility might not be the best compared to other currencies, but eventually it will grow because money is flowing into it. So the scenario that I see happening is indeed a retest of that 20k, 12k region, and only then during this cycle until 2024 starting to regain that pace, and before the halving getting maybe to those 100k 6-digit levels. So this is always something to keep in mind, taking in account that the price itself is meant to develop, is meant to value in price over time. So it doesn't mean it's the end for Bitcoin or for any other currency, it's just how it's programmed, and this is just how the cycles are meant to play out in order to accumulate in the best possible regions so they can take price to the next levels or the next steps according to psychology, market cycles, the way the traditional markets themselves are playing out. And we do see some correlation with BTC and gold, so it's always nice to keep track of it. Going into Ethereum, we do also see that Ethereum is showing a really good sign of keeping up with the bull run. So last month we clearly closed above almost above the 3,500 mark, and with quite some bullish bullish candle. So this month as well, September, will determine if we are to go above or close above the 4k region, or even above the previous all-time highs around 4,400. And the weekly itself is also showing this incredible push. We have one day to close the candle, and we might have a body closure above the 4k region, which will meant us, of course, to surpass that previous all-time high if that happens. But we do see that this on the weekly, for example, this is the supply zone of this huge candle before the drop, and we do see that the daily itself is slowing down around here. So only a close above this red zone, above the 4k region, will give us that momentum to keep on breaching towards new highs. So with Ethereum it's quite easy to follow, we just need to keep an eye on the ladder that it's creating, because it's literally level by level. And we do see that, for example, after the drop we had this accumulation, we hit once, twice, 3, 4 times this 1,700 floor, so to say, and then we had this massive push towards the 3k region, staying above the 3k zone, accumulating, and again we are on an expanding market. So we need to keep track of where is price ready to go. Is the momentum of the buyers in touch with what the chart is giving us and providing to us, or do we see some signs of slowing down? Do we see some signs of the price not being able to reach new highs? Because on the weekly itself we are already seeing this bearish divergence start to happen, and yes, that might mean we are reaching for another leg up, maybe until the 5k region, who knows, and only then maybe start reversing, because everything won't go up all the time. We always need some reversals to happen in order for price to breathe, to price itself correctly, and for investors to be happy where the price stands. And we all know that the fees in Ethereum are getting quite ridiculous, quite high, so that might be enough reason for us not to be able to keep the momentum of reaching higher and higher as we go into the end of the year. So as we see here on the 4-hour, it's pretty clear that we are keeping the bullish momentum, and the only thing that we need to keep track of is this structure that is playing out from break, retest, break, accumulation in a way, break, retest, break, retest, and only when we break some sort of structure and start showing reversal signs, that's when we will enter the market and position ourselves towards short position. That can easily mean that we are not meant to go above and create new all-time highs, and we are ready to come and, for example, at least test this region over here that that showed some sort of resistance and liquidity towards the sellers. So price can easily come back to the 3,350 region after we reject that all-time high or that 4K region. Let's see. Again, we need to wait for that weekly candle close, although I do believe price is acting quite bullish. It all depends if we are able to close above these body candles or not. So we will also keep an eye on Ethereum for that. And running over for just another quick thing on Ethereum, also to see how the retracement is reacting in Ethereum. We can easily see that we are way surpassed that 0.618 region where retailers were accumulating, and this is exactly what I think will happen with Bitcoin. So 0.618 is in play, but we will still have that last push in order to come to the 786 and liquidate everyone and really take that short scenario of people's minds. And only when the short doesn't seem the best or the most reasonable scenario to play out, that's where everyone loses hope, starts longing, FOMOing in, and that's where the orders of the banks will be loaded up, and that's when they will trap everyone with quick moves and quick dumps and everything like that. Of course, we see that Ethereum and Cardano and these alternative blockchains are developing way better than Bitcoin, and that's why we made this first part video explaining why do we see the Bitcoin retrace so hard against other currencies, based on the dominance, based on how the technicals are playing out, based on the price action itself. Because Ethereum, of course, if we consider that this is the first leg up and then we have the third retrace, like we can't compare this retrace to Bitcoin's 80%. This was 60%, so there's way more confidence in the price of Ethereum continuing to rise than Bitcoin has in a way. So only if we have that retracement now here on the 4K zone will we have that confirmation that price is not meant to break the all-time highs, and it's literally just grabbing liquidity in order to come back into the main range where price was accumulating. So in my opinion, this is all a manipulative move. This is not organic growth in a way, and this is just a reaccumulation or a zone where retailers are shorting and the institutions or the big players are continuing to force price up so they can continue to liquidate the retail market, the retail side of the market, and only then, when people lose hope, only then they will show us that breaks of structure around here, the 4K region, if it is to reject and not close above the previous body candles on the weekly. Only then will we have that slowdown and retrace, because price is meant to reject this area over here. So taking a closer look also into Ripple on the weekly, we just threw a nice trend line of the 2018 top into the 2021 top, this giving us a quite a triangular shape that seems that it will break out sometime soon. When I say soon, is can take months, years. My projection is for this to still come down to the 20 cents region, again following the psychological part of Bitcoin devaluing and playing the logarithm chart and the cycles itself. This is where psychology of the retail market gets crushed, because we are retracing this 618. If we come from the top, or if from the other top, the 618 is being rejected. Can even take it from the last point before the dump. We are rejecting this region, and this might mean that yes, we might come to the 1.45 region, 1.50, and have some sort of rejection of another trend line that is might be playing out. But price, I don't feel price will be able to sustain just based on the sentiment with the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, and how they are persecuting Ripple. I still see this is a dream crusher in a way. So people that are investing and longing in the market, yes, we might still have some pushes up, some nice pushes up until, let's say, the $2 region that we had, but this is all a profit taking zone. So if the price does come all the way up here again, this will all be just to take some profit. So I do recommend people to be aware of their holdings, because the price itself, it can retrace all the way back down to 15 cents, to 20 cents. And only then, only when the accumulation is completely done and this type of move 1, 2, 3 is completed, over time, of course, this can happen until the end of 2022, 2023, based on Bitcoin's halving and the crypto market cycle. Like, we can have a really massive move towards the downside just to grab that final liquidity and final accumulation, and really take all the retailers out of the market and put their mindset into, oh, this will never go up again. It's the third or fourth or 10th time that Ripple is coming down to 20 cents. There's no way this will ever be able to sustain above $1. And we know that Ripple is one of the most used currencies in terms of the financial institutions, the banks, the traditional markets. In a way, it's not it's the most centralized currency, so it's the one that is working towards the merging the fiat world and the crypto world by providing the fastest and cheapest transactions, and already being implemented in different digital currencies around the world. The euro, let's say the digital euro, the digital yuan, the digital dollar. Ripple will be the currency that will be the technology behind all of this, and to be able to provide this transaction. So I do see that final move, and Ripple does align with the 2020-2030 agenda. So until 2024, 2025, I still do see Ripple coming down, filling up this gap until the 15-20 cents area, and only then we will see Ripple skyrocket. Only then, and people won't be ready for this. So this is just a small update on these major cryptocurrencies. I will also cover ADA, because also by throwing a trend line from 2018 high until 2021 high, we see that on the weekly price is starting to slow down around the $3 region. The daily itself is showing signs of weakness in a way, and we see also the RSI showing signs of weakness. And if we take the analysis just from this perspective, that price in 20th of July, not even a month and a half ago, was at $1, This means that whoever was accumulating back then has now tripled his money in less than a month and a half. So the selling pressure is here across all currencies in the market. So I do recommend everyone that is holding something to take their profits, lock in some things. You can let something run, because as I said, we might have that final push up, and it's always advised to leave a runner just in case, but do lock some profits in based on all this market correction that can happen until the year end. So that will be all for me in the crypto market. I will be providing more updates as we go. I hope you all have a great month and trade safe, guys.